doing this since I was a kid, and my interest in astrology started from wanting to understand people, wanting to observe people. So I didn't learn in a traditional fashion. I didn't learn through tech or videos or whatever. I looked at a book, I studied people, I made notes, and I was very analytical. I was also highly interested in psychology at a young age, um, which I never went to school for, but I've always studied and been fascinated by the mind and the psyche and emotions. If you check out some of my advocacy work on my channel, you'll get to understand a little bit more about emotional intelligence and recovering from childhood trauma. We're not going to get into that here, so don't click away, okay? What was I saying? Of course, the Moonlight Sonata comes on my playlist. I used to play the song on the piano a lot. So, okay, so childhood, speaking of. Yeah, so you learn how to study people and you realize how much it can actually help you. And when you understand how astrology goes beyond your sun sign, you can see how different pieces fit. And you can actually get into what's called predictive astrology or electional astrology. And predictive astrology is pretty much where you look at future transits and timelines, and you can use electional astrology in the same way, where you look at kind of guideposts in time that reflect the positive experiences in different parts of your chart, and you can plan to make different big moves based on what's going on in your chart. Or you can go inward with it and you can go, oh, okay, so this is highlighting this part of my chart this month. Maybe I'll focus on integrating that part of myself. Okay, it can be used inner or outer. You can astrology is a tool. It's not a belief system, it's not a religion, it's not crap. It's been around for thousands of years, and it started by people observing the cycles of nature and human behavior. So you can see how it's very closely tied into psychological principles. And it's actually really fascinating. I have seen a lot of psychologists getting into astrology to help their clients better, which is phenomenal. I think that's amazing. I mean, you look at parapsychology, which has been around since the late 1800s, early 1900s. And you look at our system of understanding the collective consciousness and archetypes because of Carl Jung. I just finished reading his final published book, which was Memories, Dreams, Reflections. And it was him looking back over his life and the different things he'd written. It's really fascinating. If you're interested, I recommend reading that. If you read nothing else of his, check that out. And he talks about different perspectives of the world from his travels. And anyways, I don't know where I was going with that, but I just thought I'd throw that out there. So in the same way that you can learn from different aspects of yourself through astrology, you can do it through tarot and through oracle with spiritual guidance. You can do it through prayer. You can do it through meditation, through yoga, through channeling, through art, like singing or painting. If you want to go really deep into the woo-woo, you can practice automatic writing and get into like journal prompting, and like there is no limit to the possibility of self-exploration in this world. If anybody tells you that their ideologies or their principles or their spiritual systems are the only way to succeed in life, you should probably use your discernment. For everything I channel or I mention or I speak on about, half of it is spirit and half of it's life experience. And I've had to go deep within myself many times in my life to obtain the knowledge that was very difficult for me to obtain. And I was never seeking it, not consciously. I was driven to understand it. There's a fire within me that drove me. And there's a fire in every one of you, which, speaking of Aries and Emperor energies, and